Hi guys. Hi, just here to tell you that that's not cocaine on my shoulder. It's face powder, so that's fucking cool. Thank you. Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be a medical industry conspiracy theory video for you guys. I'm really excited about this because the medical industry is something that really interests me, because obviously doctors save lives every day. Like, this is something that is supposed to be good, but like everything else, it's run by money. You know, people are run by money, which is kind of a scary fucking thought, because you're supposed to be able to trust these people with your lives, essentially. And I'm not even necessarily saying it's the doctors, because I actually don't think it is. My sister's actually in med school right now for becoming a doctor, so I don't really think that it's like the ethics of the doctor that you have to like worry about. It's more like the industry itself is so, there's just something fishy going on, you know what I mean? So let's get into it. So I kind of think of it in the sense of, I'm 20 years old, and in the 20 years that I've been on this planet thus far, I've noticed that like little things that just kind of weird me out. So for instance, like how much the school board lies to you about certain things. Like, I just think that's so bizarre, and if the school board is lying to us, like, who the fuck else is? That's the question. I know it's not medical related, but I always think about this whenever I'm like, whenever people are like, why would the government lie to you though? Like, that just is so stupid. Or like whatever, they're like very quick to have a reply when people are like, why would the government be lying to you? I'm like, girl, literally the school board lies to you, and that doesn't even matter. They literally just tell you that, like, I don't know, this example always pops in my head for some reason, but I just think it's so beyond fucked that kids these days, and not only that, but like literally me until I was probably 18 or 19 years old, did not know the truth about Christopher Columbus, because they don't fucking teach you that in school. All they teach you is that Christopher Columbus came to America, they celebrated with the Native Americans, had a great happy Thanksgiving, and that's how it happened, and that was the tea. But that's like not at all what happened. It didn't tell me, at least at all, in school, in any history class that I've ever taken, and I've taken history literally all throughout middle school, high school, elementary school, everything. I get it, maybe not saying it in elementary school, but like high school students should definitely be taught that Christopher Columbus was a shitty ass bitch, and he killed Native Americans and like took over, you know, America. So I just think that that's so bizarre that like schools will like keep that information from you. And even though it's not technically medical related, I feel like it relates into the other types of industries throughout this country and probably some other countries as well. But I feel like specifically America is so brainwashed sometimes, and like things just like are not what they seem. And like the tea with like the government information or like the school information, it's not like Christopher Columbus being a bad guy is like private information or anything. I would say the majority of people go to school, learn this information, expect to like think that the information that they're learning in school is actually true. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're gonna, you know, go and fact check whether or not Christopher Columbus was like a good guy or if he, you know, did anything wrong. Like, that's like the tea, is that like you're hearing these actual statements from these sources that we are brought up to believe. And the medical industry, I think, is one of them, because, you know, a doctor tells you you need this type of medication, you have this disease, and for that you're gonna need this type of treatment. You're gonna believe them whether or not it's actually true. And it's not like the information isn't out there, like the true information isn't out there, but like the information that you're being fed is by someone you are supposed to trust, in a sense. The pharmaceutical industry is worth over $86 billion in the United States, which is absolutely insane, but once again makes a lot of sense because we have a lot of sick people in America that are getting these different pharmaceutical drugs, and that is where the money stems from. So that's just the pharmaceutical industry, but the overall healthcare industry in the United States is worth over $3 trillion. What the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Either way, that is a lot of money going towards the medical, pharmaceutical, all of the things that fall under the medicine branch industry. That's like a lot of money, obviously. And I just think it's so interesting, and I feel like 2018 has been kind of the year of people being like, wait, like, what the fuck? In a sense of like actually starting to question the things that happen daily, the things that are supposed to be normal. But it's so bizarre to me, you know, because you see people every day, and you might be one of these people that are yourself. Everything is dependent on money. And some people are fucking money hungry. I would say literally like a lot of people in America are money hungry. And, you know, it makes sense because shit's expensive. It just, you know, it is what it is. But all of these people who we're supposed to trust, and I'm not even saying doctors, I'm saying the actual industry behind the doctors, because obviously doctors get paid a specific amount. You know, it doesn't really, it does like affect like based on like how many patients there are, but like not as much as the actual industry and like the pharmaceutical side of it, and like all of the drugs and the medications and all of that stuff, the treatment side that's getting paid so much money. So why the hell are we trusting people with our lives who are literally dependent on us being sick? You know what I mean? It's kind of the same sense with like, I think of like the government, which the government is its whole other thing. Like I feel like it needs a whole other video. But like, I just think it's so weird that we trust people to be telling us the truth, to be, you know, helping us, to be giving to us, when people are fucking selfish. Like people in general as a whole are selfish people. I'm not saying everybody in the medical industry is like a selfish asshole. I'm just saying, do you trust these people in, you know, a higher position kind of in a sense? Like obviously like a, you know, medical industry, like these industries, we trust them, but these industries are just run by people who are definitely money hungry, and they're benefiting off of you being sick. Is that not fucking insane to you? Like, do you ever like sit back and like are like, damn, these people who run, you know, who give me these drugs, applying these different medications, these different treatments for these diseases, these people who are supplying them, like not the actual pharmacist, not the actual doctor, but like the, you know, people behind the scenes are literally benefiting from me being sick or, you know, whatever. That's just, it just is, it freaks me out. I'm not the only American that has questioned the integrity of the medical industry. In fact, over half of Americans actually believe some of these medical industry conspiracy theories that we're going to be talking about today, which is just insane. Like over half of America believes this, and it's just crazy. First subject that we're going to be talking about is medical marijuana, so weed. This has been like a really popular debate, and luckily it's starting to now get more and more legalized medically and recreationally, but like obviously medically it's just so beyond me how it hasn't already been legalized everywhere. Like it just does not all make sense. I would say the most popular medical conspiracy theory is that medical marijuana actually has benefits and can be used as an effective healing remedy for a lot of different diseases. And it's not even a like conspiracy theory, that part of it, it's literally true. It has been proven that weed can help reduce seizures, help with anxiety, it can help treat certain cancers, especially cancer of the blood, liver cancer. It can help chronic pain so much, and literally so many more different diseases that medical marijuana has been proven to help. It's still illegal in like a lot of states. I'm saying, I guess it's more so now legal in most of the states, but really the reason of course is money, because like I said, this country is driven on fucking money, like insane amount. Like we said before, the medical industry obviously thrives on people being sick and there not being a cure to like their diseases. I think it's part of that. The medical industry does not want the government to legalize marijuana because marijuana could be used as a cure, but not only that, then in that case the pharmaceutical industry would actually suffer a lot, because for instance, if they're like having somebody with chronic pain or like headaches, then you know, you can get like pharmaceutical drugs that are like for headache relieving and for, you know, pains and different types of things. But their industry is going to be suffered if medical marijuana comes about and people are like saying that this works better and is more effective. They're gonna be, that's like fueling the medical marijuana industry, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's why it took so long to even get legalized, is because of the money. Like everything is about fucking money. It's so fucked up, but it's just true. If you think about it, it kind of does make sense why the medical industry would not want weed to be legalized. They would want to keep you in the hospital, you know, attached to their types of treatments, even if it's not working as effectively as medical marijuana, because like I said, they're thriving off of you staying in the hospital, which is fucked. Concepts of the medical industry not wanting to keep us like healthy and all of that stuff that they obviously claim to do is not a new thing. In fact, the big pharma conspiracy theory has been going around for years. Big pharma essentially talks about the idea that there may be types of cancer that actually do have cures, even though the medical industry is not allowing that to be like public information. Like I said, it all stems back to the idea of the medical industry wanting to keep you in the hospital bed to fund their industry. It makes sense, it's fucked up, it's selfish, it's terrible, but that's just kind of how the world works. Especially when you think about the cancer industry in itself. The cancer drug market's net worth is over $100 billion, and that industry overall would take a huge blow if there were a ton of different cures for cancer, especially weed, because then that wouldn't even be in their industry. But even if there were cures they could provide and be making, you know, a profit off of, they're still benefiting for keeping you sick longer, because then you're in the hospital bed longer, using chemotherapy longer, doing all of these things for longer periods of time. So yeah, I do think that there are cures to cancer out there that have been discovered but are not being used because of the cancer drug market industry is worth so much money. It would make them lose a lot of money if they were getting people cured super quickly and getting people out the door. But that's not what the cancer industry is even doing. Like, cancer industry is keeping people, you know, for years on chemotherapy and radiation and all of these different, you know, medications and all of this stuff, which is like funding them to be a $100 billion industry. They are thriving on keeping you sick and keeping you in the hospital for longer. So why would they tell you if there were more cures? It's so messed up. But you can't, like, I just feel like you can't trust people who are going to, you know, be benefiting off of you being sick. I'm honestly really pissed at myself that I didn't even think about this until I'm editing this video. But one of the second, like, biggest medical slash dentists, like, I'm assuming they obviously interconnect, because if you need a wisdom tooth out, then you need freaking anesthetics and all that stuff and different drugs to keep the pain down. But I believe truly full-heartedly that wisdom teeth are the biggest fucking scam of all time. And any dentist can fight me on this, because I know you are all scammers, because so many different dentists have told me so many different things. They've either been like, oh, you only need your wisdom teeth out if they hurt, which makes sense. Here I inserted a picture of an impacted wisdom tooth, which if that tooth grows a little bit more, it would push the other teeth, which is why you would have to get the wisdom tooth out, because you don't want your teeth to move. However, my wisdom teeth actually look exactly like that, but there is nothing pushing on my other tooth, and they have fully grown in. They've been in for 3 years, don't give me any pain at all. And some dentists, it depends on any time I go, like, they tell me something new, try to write me a referral for a wisdom tooth extraction. Most of the time the dentist tells me I don't need them out unless they cause me any pain, which is what I think is the most important thing, because they try to scam you. They're just, like, taking your money for a surgery that probably is not even necessary. I know people who get their wisdom teeth out that are literally not impacted at all, and the number one excuse that dentists will tell you is it because you don't have enough room in your mouth. Like, I am obviously not a dentist, so I don't know why I'm getting so pissed about this, but I truly believe that some dentists are scammers, because they tell me different things every fucking time, and it's getting a little bit annoying. Like, literally last time I went to the dentist in March, they wrote me a referral to get my wisdom teeth out, and I literally left the referral in the office because I was so pissed, because 6 months before they told me I don't need them out, and they had not grown in 6 months. They are scammers, just like the entire medical industry, and I'm so pissed about it. Another thing that kind of connects into the medical industry, because obviously the medical industry isn't doing it alone, There are a lot of things that people believe cause these types of diseases, which cause them to be in hospital beds and to need either chemotherapy or other types of medication for different types of diseases. And the biggest one to me would be the food industry, especially in America. It's not a secret at all that people, especially recently, have been really hung up on whether or not GMOs, genetically modified organisms, in food can cause cancer, other types of diseases. And people are trying to like actually wake up about the food that they're eating, which is super cool. If you think about it, America has one of the highest obesity rates in the world. Over 30% of the population in America are classified as obese, which is a lot of people. Obviously being obese can lead to diabetes, certain types of cancer, high blood pressure, asthma, and so many other diseases. Now, obesity is obviously mostly caused by the food that we eat, which in America is a lot of fast food, which is terrible. A lot of meaty, disgusting, cheesy, giant foods like McDonald's, Wendy's, all of those, KFC, Taco Bell, all of that stuff. These fatty foods are eaten so frequently in America that America's fast food industry is worth $200 billion, which is fucking insane. If everyone one day woke up and decided they wanted to be healthier, these fast food industries would suffer, and then likely as well, because people are getting healthier, the medical industry is going to suffer as well. So it's almost like the medical and food industry bounce off of each other, and I think a lot of industries are like that. It's just all such a fucking cycle. Like somebody will, you know, be eating, consuming all of this fast food, they'll get high blood pressure and they will have to go take pills, which like helps the pharmaceutical industry. It's like all such a fucking cycle. It's crazy. And it's just so weird to me that people haven't like woken up from that like idea that like this is like the problem, is like that people don't actually care about us. You only need to care about yourself, girly, because everybody else around you runs on fucking money. It's a scary thought, I know, so it might be a lot to take in, but like, I'm just kind of here to spill the tea on that. Another industry that I want to talk about pretty soon in a video is the music industry, because the music industry makes over $130 billion, which is crazy, and like, there's just kind of a lot. Like, there's just, I feel like there's some tea, there's some secrets, Illuminati related in that bitch. And like I said, I kind of think all the industries help each other out in some way. So what do you guys think about this? Let me know. But if you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Like I said, let me know your opinions on the medical industry and all of the different types of industries. If there's a different industry that you want me to do a video on, let me know in the comments below. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every week, and I will see you guys later. Bye. I went once, I had so much soul, and lately I've forgotten who I am. Need to let my energy just drain away.